Okay, and we're back. So, for the first time in decades, the Chargers are 3-0 and leading the AFC West. We had a bunch of surprising, is surprising the good way to say it? Surprising results throughout the NFL and a bunch of blocked field goals. Let's get into it. Welcome to the newest episode of SDW.
Super Dario World!
Special teams, man. Special teams, man. People forget about it. It's a critical part of the game, and yet people just go out there and embarrass themselves. It's one of the three phases of the game, and they just go out there and embarrass themselves and lose football games. So, it was.
I think it's actually the phase of the game where the most points are made, because I think most points are field goals, right?
Probably, yeah. I think the leading scorer in the NFL, the person who's made the most points, is Adam Vinatieri, who's a kicker. But I don't know.
Yes, it is.
It's bizarre that it happened all at the same weekend, you know? They're usually spread out. The shenanigans are spread apart, but, you know, sometimes this game's unpredictable. Very unpredictable. And by the way, I am doing terrible in our league. I got my ass kicked. Eric checked the numbers a little bit earlier, and apparently I tied with God. So I'm all, like, today, flipping a coin got the same exact results as me, who tries to watch every single game, all this stuff. So if ever there was a weekend where I could confidently say that I don't know shit about fuck when it comes to at least football, this would be it. This is it. I have not been humbled. I've been humiliated, dragged through the streets. Poop covers through. These are the streets of old Victorian era where, you know, horses walked around and there was poop all over. I've been dragged through those streets. Jesus Christ, what happened? But you know what? I don't feel bad because our Bolts won, baby, and I was there to see it. Also got a cool new hat, so there you go.
I was about to give you major shit if they lost.
Oh,
and it got scary there.
I might have gotten a divorce because clearly I married a jinx. Every single time my girl's gone to the stadium, they lost. And so it was like, so far her record as a girlfriend was 0-2. As a wife, it's 1-0. So maybe that was it. A change was, you know what? Maybe she was doing it out of spite. She was doing it out of spite. She was like, if I can't get a ring, neither can the Chargers. So F you.
Damn.
that's some witchcraft right there, man. Gotta be, you don't mess with these women. They're crazy. They'll hit you where it really hurts. And it did. It was painful.
Give her a ring every year, damn it.
Let's see. Gus Becerra. Que pasa, snitches? Bolts 3-0, and I'm 0-3 in both my fantasy leagues. Oof. I hear ya, dude. I lost last night. My game was really tight. It was tight. I went up against my brother, our other brother. He had St. Brown and Williams for the Lions. I had Flowers and Derrick Henry for the Ravens. So it was a Ravens versus Lions game, and I lost because of a stupid fumble. Jesus Christ! But anyway, let's get it. Nobody cares about our fantasy teams. Let's move on. If you still want to join our picks page, you could beat me. You could start at last place, you can
easily beat Dario.
Yeah. If you join for week 4, you still can. I think the cutoff last time was week 6, but you would just start at last place. Trust me, this is not my year. Okay, I'm not doing too hot. If you want to join, it's NFLPicksPage.com. The pool's name is SDW League. The password is SDW, capital letters, SDW 2025. It's free. It's just for fun. I put in $100 because, you know, to make it more interesting. If you want to put money, you can. Winner takes all, but you don't have to. It's free. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's get into what's up.
One thing we know for sure is Dario's gonna lose money.
Oh, listen. As long as it's not you. As long as it's not you.
I'm still number 1.
By the way, I've been thinking about what we could do because I said if we reach 10,000 subs, we're gonna do something. And Eric had a good idea. It's like, all right, by the way, like this video, subscribe to this channel, all the good stuff. And I'm thinking it has to be something 10,000 related, right? That was your suggestion, 10,000 related. I haven't figured it out yet. Okay, I haven't figured it out yet. The easy one would be like, well, I have to do a 10K. But I mean, I already did a triathlon, so it's not as impressive. So maybe do a 10K plus something.
But this time you gotta do it. You gotta do it in your underwear.
Okay, so do a 10K in my underwear. I don't know if they'll let me, but I could just go out in the wild and try it. I don't think they'd arrest me. So I think like I'm not. I don't hate that. Like do a 10K plus something, like a little extra, something to make it spicy. But I'll think about it. Maybe dressed as a clown, probably, because you know that would make. But we've already done the clown thing, so it's not as bad. So I mean, look at the freaking look at the thumbnail for this video. I already put myself in the clown line, so it's whatever. Anyway, let's get into the games.
And well deserved.
Because I kind of have to get out of here quick because I got a softball game after this. But Thursday night football, the Bills host the Miami Dolphins, and you know, surprisingly, beat them 21-31. A few things happened in this game. Josh Allen officially became the fastest player to reach 300 total touchdowns. He also remains undefeated on Thursday night football, 8-0. So you don't want to face that man on Thursday night, apparently. He had a good night, 22 out of 28, 213 yards, 3 TDs, and James Cook carried the rest of the team. 19 rushes, 108 yards, 1 TD. The Miami Dolphins did have 2 sacks, but the issue was that they forgot to play football in the final quarter. They looked fine. The team was okay. The Dolphins, they managed to keep things tight, except in the final quarter, where Tua just did a very, very dumb interception that ended up costing them the game. Overall, they didn't look great, but they were in the game until they weren't. So it sucks for them. Did you watch the game?
No, I figured the Bills were gonna kill him.
Yeah.
And it was. I mean, was this the closest Bills game? No, the Ravens game was much closer.
Yeah. I mean, that was a comeback thing. But anyway, next, the shocker of the weekend, the Green Bay Packers losing to the Cleveland Browns 10-13. Holy crap. That Browns defense is nasty. 5 sacks, 1 interception. That one was kind of the killer, and a blocked field goal, which actually, now that I think about it, that interception, that blocked field goal was the reason why the Green Bay Packers are now 2-1 instead of 3-0. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't pass the ball comfortably. They were just getting their asses kicked left and right. Again, the Browns are a perfect example. I've said this before. You can win a game without an offense, but you can't win it without a defense. They are the prime example of that, and the Bengals are the prime example of the other. But, you know, on past seasons. So, Chuck Dominguez. Hi, Chuck. How you doing, buddy? Hi. How's it going? How's those Broncos? Hey, how's everything? Oh, let me speak your language. Anyway, it's all in good fun, Chuck. No, it was a fun game. It was a great game. Anyway, let's continue. So, on the other hand, the Browns, they have a star in the making, Quinshon Judkins, whose name I had to write down because it's a tough one. 18 rushes for 94 yards.
You know what? It looks like like
mask?
in Dragon Ball Z, whenever they do a fusion.
Yeah.
And they mix the 2 names.
Yeah, people do that.
Like it's like Quentin with Deshaun, and like Judy with like Pipkins.
Sure, why not? 18 rushes, 94 yards, 1 TD. So if the Browns can figure out the QB situation, maybe they could start being a team that people would fear. Like right now, this is like a great description. It's a team that nobody wants to play, right? Because if you give them a chance, they might kick your ass and sneak away with a victory like they did with the Packers. Everybody thought the Packers was the best team in the league. Now, again, could be a trap game. Could be that the Browns are desperate. That's the problem about going against a team without any victories. They're desperate. So, I don't know. The point is, you know what? No, I don't expect them to figure out the QB situation. It's the Browns. But the
Packers just played fucking abysmal.
No, the Browns made them look abysmal. I mean, they did the same thing to the Packers. They didn't do it against the Ravens because the Ravens know them. But anyway, the point is, this is the NFL. Don't fuck around. You will find out. There's no such thing as an easy Sunday. But anyway,
The only thing I appreciated was that it made Tom Grossi's live stream really entertaining.
dude, I love it when when the teams of my favorite streamers lose. It's their best content always.
Have you seen Tom Grossi has a podcast with another dude who's a Broncos fan?
Perna.
Yeah, his content has been great.
Oh, dude, Perna's worst game ever, like that worst game ever when the Broncos lose, like the last week against the Colts, this week against the Chargers. It's my favorite content. It's
I love watching him melt down slowly, like.
That's why people go to channels, to see them freak out. That's why when the Chargers lose, I won't give them the satisfaction. I will be polite.
No, we need to live stream ourselves during Chargers games.
Why?
People deserve.
Nobody
raw.
wants to see that. Nobody wants to see me being like, all right, OG, he got the ball. Yes. Nobody wants to see that. Maybe in person.
Well, then why do people watch it?
You know what? Fair question. Anyway, next. The Colts. The mighty Indianapolis Colts beat down the Tennessee Titans, the winless Tennessee Titans. So one team walked out of there 3-0, the other one walked out of there 0-3, 41-20. Now, it wasn't a complete and total victory because for the first time in the season, the Colts had to use their punter. So, are they slipping? Yep. Are they slipping? Are they, is this the collapse? Is this the beginning of the end? Who knows? But here's a couple of fun facts for you. Danny Dimes, Indiana Jones, 18 out of 25, 228 yards, 4 rushes for 27 yards. I don't know why I have this INT here because that's not correct. First player in first 3 games of the season to have 3+ TD passes and 3+ running TDs and no turnovers. History. This is a historic start to a what do you call it? A QB's renaissance career, which makes it even more hysterical that the Giants let him go.
And they let go Saquon. I think the problem is the Giants.
Yeah, tell me about it. Also, Jonathan Taylor running like his hair was on fire. 17 rushes for 102 yards, 3 TDs. This team, this offense is rolling on all cylinders. I believe that's the correct expression. I do not know how you would stop them because their defense is also pretty good.
Firing on all cylinders.
There you go. Rolling, I don't know. Whatever. Because that defense is also pretty good. Cam Ward, 23 out of 38, 219 yards, 1 TD, 1 INT, sacked 4 times. They're going to kill this kid. And I'm going to start something. I'm going to start a counter of, I'm going to call it the Callahan Boondoggles. Because Brian Callahan, the head coach of the Titans, at least for now, has been doing a bunch of really dumb shit. So in the first game, he didn't know the elbow rule, meaning that if a player falls on the ground and the elbow hits the ground before the feet touch out of bounds, it counts as a catch. It counts as an inbounded catch. The elbow one elbow counts for 2 feet, basically. You know what I'm saying? So,
if you have the ball, let's say you're lunging for it, you fall and your elbow touches
before your feet
fall out.
Before your feet fall out. So let's say
my elbow's inbound.
So you jump for the ball and you have one leg out for it and you catch it and you're coming down, one leg is in, elbow touches in, and then the other foot touches out, it counts.
That's a catch.
That's a catch. He didn't know that rule, and that kind of screwed him over in a very, very tight game against the Rams. Then, this week, on the probably dumbest sequence of events I've ever seen, they were in field goal range for a 57-yarder. The Colts, they had the ball. The Colts call for a timeout. It was 4th and 1. Brian Callahan wasn't sure if they were going to kick it or run it, so they call a timeout. And after that, they still get a delay of game penalty and brings them back to 62 yards, and the kicker misses the field goal. So it's one of those, how much fucking time do you need, man? What the fuck? And so, that's the second big fuck up. Even though not knowing the rules and not knowing how to manage time. I don't know. So yeah, this dude's I'd say his career is not going in the right direction. I don't know who's in a hotter seat, Mike McDaniels or this guy right now. Now I feel Mike McDaniels, his team at least showed some signs of life against maybe the toughest team in the NFL, but it's this guy's just making dumbass decisions and the fans hate him. So. David Martinez, what's up?
When are we going to start betting on who is the first coach who's going to get fired?
Right now, I think it's probably McDaniels, and I don't think that's fair. Because, I mean, if you saw the game, some dudes were just wide ass open, and Tua just sucks. So, but I mean, this guy's trying to kill his new QB, so I don't know. It could be anybody, really. David Martinez, thanks for joining us. One piece of note from this game, wide receiver Alec Pierce for the Colts got injured, concussion. Who knows if he will be available next week. Next, on a pretty surprising beatdown, the Minnesota Vikings just beat the ever-living crap out of the Cincinnati Bengals 10-48. So again, a little bit of history was made. Carson Wentz becomes the first player to start for 6 different teams in 6 consecutive seasons. So congratulations, Carson Wentz. Super Bowl winner, Carson Wentz. You officially made the history books. He also played okay.
Where's he going next season?
I don't know. Depends on if he keeps playing well, which he has so far. He was 14 out of 20, 173 yards, 2 TDs. He got sacked 3 times, so that's not good. But no turnovers, which is good. The star.
That's just the Carson Wentz game.
The star of this game was Isaiah Rodgers. I'm sorry, Jordan Mason also did okay. 16 rushes for 116 yards, 2 TDs. So for those of you who are worried about, oh no, Aaron Jones, this kid's been looking good. They got him from the 49ers this offseason. He's been looking good over the past couple weeks and really good on Sunday. Oh, yeah. So like I said, the star of the game was one man named Isaiah Rodgers, who had 1 pick six, 2 forced fumbles, and one of those forced fumbles, he recovered it and took it in for a touchdown. He also had a pass blocked, and the only pass that they actually caught against him was for 2 yards. He had maybe the greatest single game defensive performance of all time. So congratulations, Isaiah Rodgers. Apparently this guy was banned from the NFL for gambling for a year. So
why are NFL players such fucking idiots?
I have no idea, but he came back with a fire and fury. The rest of the defense did okay too. 4 sacks, and including the ones that I mentioned, is 2 INTs, 3 fumbles recovered. Jake Browning, he was dead. 19 out of 27, 140 yards, 1 TD. I mean, it was a game to forget. So, turns out...
Didn't you go for the Bengals this game?
I did, because I'm an idiot. Because, I thought, hey, Hendrickson, against that O-line, he's going to do good. And they did 3 sacks. I just did not expect, the Bengals offense to be that shitty. Or for Isaiah Rodgers to have the game of his life. It's the NFL. It's unpredictable, but holy shit, what an ass whooping. Anyway, next, talking about, a turnover fest. The New England Patriots somehow losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers 21-14. The Patriots had 5 turnovers in this game. 5. They had an INT and they lost 2 fumbles. 2 of those in the goal line, and they still kept the game 21-14. They had an opportunity to win this game. How the fuck? Also, more history. More history was made. Aaron Rodgers has officially become number 4 in all-time passing TDs with 510. He officially passes Brett Favre, and now he's got his eye on the horizon for number 3, Peyton Manning, with 539. So he would need 29 touchdowns this season to reach number 3. So,
how likely is that? How many games are left?
Let's say 2 touchdowns per game for the rest of the season.
I could see that.
I mean, he had
passes, right?
He had 3 first game. He had 1 here. I mean, it's not very likely, but it's possible. It's possible. It's not very likely.
You know what's possible? I think they're gonna bullshit their way into the playoffs, so they're gonna have some extra games there.
Listen, their defense had 5 turnovers. 5. So you know how they didn't show up the first 2 games? They showed up here, at least for the turnovers. I don't know why. I don't know how they do it, but they always find a way of being the most boring fucking games. They're doing it again. So I'm hoping that the offense kind of gets their shit together and the defense does too, because they have potential. As much as I hate to admit it. But anyway, next, the most exciting game of the weekend, probably. The Los Angeles Rams dropping a victory against the Super Bowl champs, the Philadelphia Eagles, 26-33. The Rams had them. The Rams had them. The Eagles had -2 passing yards going into the half. -2. And you know then what happened? The Eagles remembered, hey, we have one of the best fucking wide receivers in the league. And so they started throwing the balls to A.J. Brown. In the second half, 6 receptions for 109 yards and 1 TD. They cannot stop this man. They started throwing the ball around. So my theory about week 1 of the Eagles and week 2, I believe, has been kind of confirmed. That the new offensive coordinator is like, well, running the ball is working, so why would I stop? And so they've had this Ferrari in the garage the entire time, and they finally took it out because they were desperate. They were down by 3 scores at one point. And the reason why they managed to win this game is because in the final quarter, they managed to block 2 field goals for the Rams. 2, which is nuts. Also, the Rams did a turnover on downs, which was stupid. They should have just punted, but whatever. 2 blocked field goals, and one of them they returned for a touchdown, but it wouldn't have mattered. They would have won the game anyway. It just with a block, which is crazy. 2 blocked field goals. I don't think I've ever seen a blocked field goal in real life ever, you know, like in a stadium. So it's not, and I'm talking high school, I'm talking college, and I'm talking professional games. And these fuckers managed to do back-to-back field goal blocks. It's crazy. It's crazy. And the Eagles remain undefeated, and the Rams, you know, they just embarrassed themselves over there in Philadelphia.
You been to a college football game?
Yeah. San Diego State.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's fun.
What do we
It's
got here?
a lot of fun. What's up?
Oh, what we got here from Derpy Entertainment. You ever think Ravens fans worship Lamar like Helga from Hey Arnold, or is that the Chiefs fans with Patrick Mahomes?
Yo,
Personally, if I was a Ravens fan, I would go more for Mr. Derrick Henry.
not after Monday night or the past 3 weeks.
I still believe in the Ninja Turtle man.
Listen, I'd like to think that they don't, but now I will always look at them that way. Because, you know, it's like because, you know, the football head thing, okay, so she kind of got like a football and covered it in gum and stuff. You could very easily grab a Kermit the Frog and do the same thing for Patrick Mahomes. So from now on, in my mind, that is exactly what Chiefs fans do. Thank you for putting that image in my head. Derpy Entertainment, I'll be forever grateful. Next, because we're moving on. Another pretty exciting game, or final quarter. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers survive the New Jersey Jets 27-29. The Jets had this game in the bag. They had it in the bag because of a blocked field goal, which they returned for a score. I know it says punt. It's supposed to be field goal. So again, another blocked field goal. Check this out. 150 on the clock on the 4th down. Baker Mayfield did it again. The madman did it again. Another freaking crazy last-second drive to make points without Mike Evans. By the way, Mike Evans injured. He's going to be out 3 to 4 weeks with a strained hamstring. But this kid, Emeka Egbuka, I think that's how you say his name, is having a hell of a rookie season, man. He had a crazy one-handed catch. He had a great catch there in the final drive. The Bucs are finding ways to close out games. Also, their defense looked pretty good. 4 sacks, 1 INT, 1 fumble recovered. And holy crap. The only team that had a blocked punt return for a touchdown that did not lose Also, this uniform, the white with the stupid crimsicle thing, looks way better than the crimsicle one. So, good on the Buccaneers for that. The orange creamsicle just looks stupid. They look sad and pathetic. But anyway, I don't like orange in uniforms. But anyway, what's up?
You don't like the Bengals uniform?
It's the orange and black is fine. I guess it just reminds me too much of the Broncos, and I prefer the black and orange or the all white ones. Like I don't particularly love the all orange ones. They look dumb. It's too much. And I feel the same way about the Bears and the Broncos.
What's the ugliest uniform? Gotta be the Browns, right?
I mean, maybe. I mean the Buccaneers, the one that's all creamsicle, they look so stupid. At the end of the day, it might be the Chargers all yellow when we see it in person. Because, sure, when you see Tarheeb still a corner with the all yellow, you could be like, all right, that's fine. But when you see like an offensive lineman looking out there like freaking Big Bird, I don't think it's going to look the same way. So we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, let's continue. Raiders versus Commanders. The Commanders, led by Marcus Mariota, got their asses kicked. Oh, got their asses kicked by the Commanders, 24 to 41. So Raiders, ha, suck it. Also, Marcus Mariota, he tried to kill Dan Quinn. He tried to murder him. He ran into his head. He ran into his head coach. Ended up, him bleeding. And it's actually really funny.
Good. Fuck that man.
There's been a ton of jokes said about this because Dan Quinn usually has his baseball cap backwards, and it's like, oh, if he only wore it front, the bill of that would have protected him. But no, there you go. Marcus Mariota looked pretty good. 15 out of 21, 207 yards, 1 TD, and 1 rushing TD. The main thing is that they managed to control the ball by rushing the ball, 201 total yards. And so that's kind of they're going to be their way moving forward probably. Unfortunately for them, big injury news. Scary Terry, quad injury. Who knows how long he'll be out, but he will probably miss a little bit of time. Terry McLaurin. And for the Raiders side, Geno Smith's getting killed, man. He got sacked 5 times. They don't have an O-line. And without an O-line, Geno doesn't have time, and Ashton Genty doesn't have time. So it's going to be a long, long season for them, which is great for us. Let's see. Derpy Entertainment. As Steelers fans, I was so pissed when the Bucs drafted Amika right before us to my team. Has Michigan receiver that hasn't done crap. I mean, I don't have a lot of pity for your team because they did have George Pickens and they did trade him to the Cowboys. They had a pretty good 1-2 punch with DK Metcalf and Pickens, and they just let him go. Also, I never trust a wide receiver drafted by the Steelers. They always end up being crazy people for some reason. So we'll see how it goes. Give the kid some time. Suck it, Raiders. Yes, suck it. Next, another stunner. Eric's favorite game of the week. The Atlanta Falcons lose to the Carolina Panthers 0-30. 0. Goose egg. Nada. The most embarrassing performance of the week. Michael Penix Jr., 18 out of 36 for 172 yards. The freaking Carolina Panthers defense, man. 11 QB pressures. Remember that. 2 INTs, 1 for a pick 6, and 1 fumble recovered. They could not reach the end zone. And the funniest part is that when the Falcons had an opportunity to score, their brand new kicker, John Parker Romo, who just signed a 2-year contract after they just fired Young Hui Koo, missed his 2 field goals opportunities. So suck it, suck it, suck it, suck it, suck it. Eric, you can say it.
I love the Panthers now?
I thought you were going to be like, ha, fuck the Falcons.
Well, I was actually, when I saw that picture of Dan Quinn, I felt a little bit of joy because I still have not forgiven him. It's been 10 years. And it still brings me a lot of pain.
It's been 10 years, the Super Bowl against the Patriots? Man,
It's been 10 years.
I feel old. Jesus Christ. Derpy, I wasn't a fan of Pickens. Atlanta, what happened?
It's been 10 years of 10 years of hating the Falcons. Sorry, I got a big delay with my internet.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, by the way, we saw a little bit of Kirk Cousins on the field. He was 5 for 7 and 29 yards, so he looked better percentage-wise than Michael Penix. So, which again continues to prove that the Falcons did the stupidest fucking thing possible when drafting Michael Penix, who, first off, we don't know if the kid's gonna be good. Well, the issue wasn't, again, I'll say it again. The issue wasn't drafting Penix. It was keeping Kirk Cousins and paying him $100 million to be on the fucking bench instead of using that money to get some good free agents. So, suck it. Anyway, next we have the the Houston Texans dropping to 0-3 against the Jacksonville Jaguars, losing 10-17. What the fuck is happening in Texas? What the fuck? Is there something in the water out there? What the hell, man?
I'm more surprised that the Jaguars are 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, they should be 3-0 if they weren't idiots who lost against the Bengals. But injury news: quarterback Derek Stingley Jr. is out with an oblique. Well, cornerback. That's what I said.
Yeah, quarterback.
Cornerback.
Yeah, quarterback.
Yeah, cornerback. Cornerback Derek Stingley Jr. maybe the best corner in the league. Has an oblique injury. He's day to day. And now, here's the interesting part. Their best corner is injured, right? Yeah, you're seeing it right here on screen. This just came out today. They announced that they just released their cornerback C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who they traded for this previous spring with the Eagles. So they traded for C.J. Gardner-Johnson and a 6th-round pick of the 2026 draft, and they sent the Eagles their guard Kenyon Green, who they could use right now. You know, they could use a good guard. You know, ask C.J. Stroud, and they sent him a 5th-round pick. So, again, this proves it one more time. If the Eagles approach you for a trade, you automatically say no, and you sign that man for more freaking money and more freaking years. The Eagles have not lost a trade in my lifetime. Just say no to the Eagles. You will get screwed over one way or another. Gee, and this is months apart. Like, how bad could you be? And when after your number one corner is injured, it's crazy. It's nuts. But anyway,
that's a trick. You got to negotiate with the Eagles and be like, all right, which player do you want? And whoever they pick, you keep them.
That's how you know who you want to extend. That's the trick. Yeah. CJ Stroud's not looking good, man. They were trying to 2 sacks, 2 INTs, 1 fumble recovered for the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. They look pretty good. But CJ Stroud looks lost. They're moving backwards. And it's not all sunshine and rainbows for the Jaguars either, because their number one receiver had 3 drops. Brian Thomas Jr. had 3 drops in this game. I don't know what the hell's happening to the kid. He's probably got a case of the yips, but they managed to win, so good for them, I guess. But Jesus Christ, this was an ugly, ugly game. Next.
What would you say is the worst division so far? It's
AFC
gotta
South.
be the AFC South, right?
AFC
Aside
South.
from the Colts?
Yeah. I mean, because it's 3 teams against 1. And I'm still not sure about the Colts. But
I guess you could argue the NFC South, but the Panthers showed signs of life.
And I get the Bucks aren't 100%
But against
yet.
the Falcons, so
Yeah, I don't know. The Saints have not looked as terrible as I expected them to, but still. Next, the most beautiful, glorious game of the entire weekend. The Los Angeles Chargers beat the Denver Donkeys 20-23 in SoFi. I was there. I saw it in person, and it was awesome. It was electrifying. It was glorious. It was beautiful. This man right here, Justin Herbert, another one for the history books. The youngest player to reach 2,000 passes in the NFL. he had a night that was honestly pretty painful. Like, dude got 14 QB hits. Now, you remember what I told you to remember about Michael Penix? All right, so
Yeah.
I'll do this really quickly. Justin Herbert, 14 QB hits, pressured on 54.7% of his dropbacks, which is the highest of his career, sacked 5 times, threw 1 interception, and also the Denver Broncos recovered a fumble. So the Denver Broncos defense looked great. Again, 14 QB hits, 5 sacks. Michael Penix, as I mentioned earlier, got 11 QB pressures, not hits. 11 QB pressures, 0 points. Justin Herbert managed to bring his team to victory, to carry them to victory when they were trying to kill him. They were trying to kill him out there. The final 2 drives are the things of, like legends. Or those are the things that they show in your freaking highlight, the Canton highlight reel. The touchdown pass to Keenan Allen. I've never been so happy to see a guy in my team in my life. Keenan Allen coming back is the difference. Keenan Allen is still the guy when the chips are down, when Herbert needs somebody, Keenan Allen's always there. And the pass for that touchdown, forget about, they almost sacked him, managed to shake the guy off, threw the ball. The guy hits him in his arm while he's throwing, and Keenan Allen is not open. He has a guy draped all over him, and it still managed to go in for 6. The stadium went nuts. That drive.
That's his secret, Cap. Keenan Allen is always open.
Dude, it looked really bad there for a minute, particularly the end of the second quarter and the start of the third quarter when I know my camera went out. It's fine. I'll try to fix it as I talk. So things look pretty grim because the Broncos, the offense looked like they started getting their shit together. I mean, it turns out they didn't, but it was looking pretty bad there for a second. And
that 4th down turnover into the touchdown.
And again, they were just hitting Herbert left and right. But on the final drives, those final 2 that I keep mentioning, the offensive line was like, no, we are not losing this game. And so there's where you start seeing, okay, this is the conditioning, this is all the stuff, and you see it all start to come together. And they managed to recover. They managed to keep him upright for as long as it was necessary. What the hell's wrong with this stupid camera? They managed to keep Justin Herbert upright, and he managed to win the game, basically. It was honestly, first off, massively impressive. What's up?
It's one of the best examples of how football really is a team sport, where it's, yes, Justin Herbert, obviously, incredible performance, obviously, and under tremendous pressure, but that's the freaking defense keeping him in there, bro. It's not letting them, get that kill shot in at the end with the Broncos. Be like, no. We're gonna get our boy back on the field, and he's gonna make it happen. That's just what I love. That's what I love to see.
Yep, complimentary freaking football, man. Love it. And I think I finally got this thing fixed. So here we go. So
also, speaking of football, I actually saw a movie this Friday called Him, which is a football horror movie.
How is it?
I mean, I really enjoyed it, but apparently some reviews don't find it too enjoyable. But it was produced by Jordan Peele, who I don't love as a director, but
I've never seen
I thought it was.
I've never seen a Jordan Peele movie. They just they don't seem. I've seen the trailers for his movies and they don't get my attention. I've heard also too many people said that I don't trust said that Get Out's like the best movie ever, and I'm like, I'll wait.
It's a good movie. It's just not. It definitely overhyped. But no, Him was definitely it's a cool movie, and if you're like into not just football, but sort of like no, because my wife, she doesn't care about football and she really liked it. It goes through kind of like that mentality of being trying to be the GOAT, and it's really funny because it's about this guy who's like a college quarterback, and he wants to be the best, and he gets drafted into this team where the GOAT is playing, who is a quarterback who has won 8 championships.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, you fucking did it on purpose.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
Specifically 8.
So it's a movie
And,
about Mac
yeah.
Jones.
Yeah, basically. And he has to go to the goat's house. Like he's gonna be like his starter the next year. So they're trying to fight for QB1, and then some psychological stuff starts happening. It's a cool movie. I'd recommend it.
All right, fair enough. So there wasn't all sunshine and rainbows for the Chargers. Guard Mekhi Becton suffered a concussion, so he left early in the game. Again, this is one of the reasons why Justin Herbert was getting killed the entire game. And running back Najee Harris injured his Achilles and is out for the season. This is a tragedy, a true tragedy. This man hadn't missed a game in his entire career. And I'm talking high school, college, and professional football, NFL for the Steelers. He gets hired by the Chargers. He almost loses an eye, and now he has a non-contact injury that has him out for the season. It's one of those things where you just, of course this happens to my team. Of course this happens to my team. Of course, it's the Chargers.
If he had lost the eye, he could have still played. Damn it.
Yeah, and so you would be like, okay, well. He was the guy. He was starting to look good. He looked like the better of the running 2 backs. But fortunately, first-round draft pick, Omarion Hampton, instead of being discouraged, was like, all right, I'm picking up the mantle, and I'm taking control of this game. And the kid looked really good. 19 rushes for 70 yards is not that impressive, but still, again, it was a tough Denver defense. The key is the reception. So he got, by the way, he got his first touchdown in the NFL. So once you pop that cork, things start moving. The receptions were key because they were trying to kill Justin, and so he just started throwing the ball to Hampton, short passes, getting 20 yards out of it. He looked, again, really, really good. So starting to show that first round potential. On the other side of the field, things aren't looking so hot. So Chuck, yes, I understand why you're feeling that way. There's a new term out there. Bo Nix was 19 out of 25, 153 yards, 1 touchdown, 8 rushes for 33 yards. But don't let those numbers fool you. The game was actually worse. The Broncos only had 9 first downs. Now, you remember how the game against the Bengals and Browns, we made fun of the Bengals because they only had 11 first downs, and we thought that was pathetic. Well, the Broncos did far worse. But they were still almost sneaking out a victory there. But fortunately, and this is the new term I learned from specifically Perna, Bober throws. We were saved by Bober throws. This man cannot throw the ball down the field and get his receiver. Like, they could have really hurt the Chargers several times. Like, he left like 3 touchdowns on the field because he Bober throwed his receivers. It was bad. He looks bad. So, I mean, good for us. Bo Nix so far is 0-3 against the Chargers, so that's great. What's up?
I could get used to this whole the rest of our division chargering instead of us.
Yes, and they had honestly this was a game that the Broncos could have stolen. This was like a victory that they just let slip from their fingers. The Chargers, it's technically their first game after being 2 games on the road, short week, 2 divisional rivals, 2 nasty divisional rival games, injured to hell. So you have an injury on every level of the defense. You got Khalil Mack out. You have Denzel Perryman from the starter for linebackers, and Elijah Moulton starting safety out. So you have injuries on all 3 levels of the defense. Their number 1 running back out. Their free agent guard out. The Rashawn Slater is out for the season. So this was a golden opportunity for the Broncos to get a much needed divisional win and be tied at the top of the AFC West. And they blew it. They just flat out blew it. Again, in short week. This one's going to haunt them later on the season. I hope so. One bright spot for them. I don't know how much of a bright spot, but it actually hurt me. Our boy J.K. Dobbins looked really good. 11 rushes for 83 yards and 1 TD. There was a drive where they gave the ball to him 3 times and he scored a touchdown. It was phenomenal. Honestly, I was happy for JK. I hated that it happened against the Chargers, but I was also very happy that they forgot that he was on their team and they stopped using him. The rest of the game, I don't think he even touched the ball.
Honestly, they could have just given him the ball every play and they would have probably won.
Yeah, but they forgot that he was there, so I don't know. Chuck Dominguez saying we were so close. You were. Honestly, it's brutal.
It was the closest divisional game so far, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the one that they had the come from behind victory. The other ones they were up by 2 scores, and they just had to dominate at the end. So there you go. Next, we have the Seattle Seahawks beating the ever-living crap out of the New Orleans Saints. What can I say? 13-44 Seahawks. They dominated every single facet of this game. They dominated special teams, offense, defense. Sam Darnold looked pretty good. 14 out of 18, 218 for 2 TDs. They just kicked their asses. Plain and simple. Spencer Rattler got sacked twice, threw an INT. It was just not even close. It wasn't even fair. And again, special teams, I think they had I don't know if it was a punt return for a touchdown or a kickoff. I think it was a punt. Again, they were just kicking their ass straight up all day. So they even put in the backup, the rookie kid. I don't even know his name, but anyway.
Is it that guy, number 2?
No. This is Spencer Rattler. No, I mean the Seahawks put in their backup.
Oh.
Yeah. Next, a surprising game: the Chicago Bears beating the crap out of the Cowboys, 31-14. Caleb Williams looking like a starting QB for once. 19 out of 28, 298 yards, 4 TDs, 5 rushes for 12 yards. And the fun stat of the game, this is the first game in Caleb Williams' career where he hasn't been sacked. And the funny part here is that it came against the Cowboys, who...
How about them Cowboys?
The Cowboys... I mean, I thought they didn't need Micah Parsons to, pressure the quarterbacks. You know who could have really helped them? Maybe not Micah Parsons. Clearly not. So, good for the Bears. Honestly, it was looking pretty grim there for Ben Johnson. The dude looks pissed. Every single time I saw a news conference, the dude looked angry, and understandably because they were getting their asses kicked. But so getting this win out of the way, showing that there's stuff they can work with Caleb Williams may get them some momentum. I doubt it, but, we'll see. To make things worse for the Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb got injured, high ankle sprain, and will miss some time. It's not clear how much yet. So they don't have a defense. This is actually funny. You know who's the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys?
Wasn't it?
Eberflus.
Wait, no, it's not Staley, is it?
Nope, it's Eberflus. The defensive coordinator for the Saints is Brandon Staley. Ergo, the 44-13 score. But no, the Eberflus, the former head coach of the Chicago Bears, is now the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys. And of course, that's why the Bears were all freaking wide ass open in this ass kicking. So there you go.
Are the Bears the team with the most head coaches in history?
I don't know, but I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, I don't think they'd fired anybody mid-season until Eberflus, so I don't know. We need to Google that. Next, San Francisco 49ers surviving the Arizona Cardinals. This was a bad news game for both of the teams. So first off, bad news, 49ers. Defensive end Nick Bosa out for the season with a torn ACL, so that's bad. That's their best defensive player probably out for the season. That's a big, big loss. It's really weird. You see him walking away. Fans were like, hey, they were giving him a thumbs up, and he answered with a thumbs down, so that's not good. I mean, in spite of him walking away with a torn ACL. On the other side of the field, the Cardinals, running back James Conner injured his ankle, will need surgery, out for the season. So both teams, pretty big losses. The one good thing that the 49ers have is that they have wide receivers that catch balls. So Ricky Parasol, pretty good. 8 receptions for 117 yards. Good for him. Mac Jones looked okay. 27 out of 41, 284 yards and 1 TD. On the other side of the field, their number 1 wide receiver, Marvin Harrison Jr., can't catch a freaking cold. He just dropped and dropped and dropped. And I mean, just look at this. He even had Fred Warner standing over him saying who knows what. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't like, there, buddy. I'm pretty sure he was talking shit out of every single orifice in his body. So, sucks for the Cardinals.
Also,
If he would have caught those balls, they would have won easily. But I don't know what it is with wide receivers of last year's draft, but half of them have the yips. Thank God it's not Latin McConkey. So we'll just, thank God for that. But anyway, what were you gonna say?
well, I have the answer to the NFL team with the most head coaches, according to ChatGPT.
What's up?
You have 5 chances.
Okay, it's got to be the old teams. It's not the Steelers.
Nope.
Browns.
Nope.
Bears.
Nope.
Jets.
Nope.
The Panthers do change a lot. Jaguars.
Think historically bad teams. Jaguars are not that old.
Historically bad. Bengals?
Recent years have twisted our perception of this. No. It is the Detroit Lions with 30 head coaches.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes total sense. Yep. All right, next. Sunday Night Football. An atrocious game. We have the Kansas City Chiefs beating the New Jersey Giants 22-9 on a game that wasn't even close. Russell Wilson looked terrible. 18 out of 32, 160 yards. He threw 2 interceptions and could not make a throw in the end zone to save his life. He threw a ball into the tunnel. He threw a ball away on 4th down. Nothing make any sense.
He threw a ball that hit me. I'm in San Diego.
And so with that atrocious performance, it's been announced that rookie Jackson Dart will be starting in their next game. So Russell goes to the bench and Jackson Dart gets the first start of his career against the Chargers. So we'll see what happens there. On the other side of the field, Patrick Mahomes continues, to be good, and everybody else continues to suck. So 22 out of 37, 224 yards, 1 TD. He's just carrying that team. I mean, honestly, I don't see any playmakers there. There was actually an interesting moment where Travis Kelce got kind of in Andy Reid got kind of in Kelsey's face because Kelce sucks. Check it out. I don't know if you saw it.
Was that his revenge for that time he got it in his face in the Super Bowl?
It was kind of, look, you see, shoulder check. See that shoulder check? We can watch it again. But yeah, so it supposedly Andy said it wasn't a big deal, like he wanted to motivate him or something, but things don't look good in Kansas City is my point. So we'll see what happens when Worthy comes back, and they still have a few more games without Rashee Rice. And their next stop is the Ravens. So, fortunately, it's at home, but we'll see. One bright spot for the Giants.
They do have the same record, so
Yeah, that'll be interesting. One of those two teams will be 1-3 for the first time in their career. I mean, Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes have never started 1-3, so one of them will, which will be interesting. One bright spot for the Giants, running back Cam Scatterboo looked pretty good. He was their rushing and reception leader for the game. 10 rushes for 60 yards and 1 TD, 6 receptions for 61 yards. You'd think they would have used him in the end zone more. Like, this was a game that the Giants could have won. It was completely 100% winnable, except that they suck so much. You sent me a text. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
it was one of the most disgusting games I ever saw.
Let me see. That Chiefs game was one of the worst performances I've ever seen from them. If it wasn't that the Giants fucking suck, they would have gotten crushed. But alas, the football gods haven't abandoned Mahomes just yet. So there you go. Well said. Well put, sir. All right, let's hurry it up. Monday night, because I got to get out of here. Monday Night Football. The Ravens getting crushed by the Detroit Lions. The Lions, holy crap. Their offense reminded me of last season's Lions. So first off, Jared Goff, 20 out of 28, 202 yards, 1 TD. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, 7 receptions for 77 yards, 1 TD. Which doesn't sound phenomenal, right? Take a look at the running backs' numbers. Montgomery, 12 rushes for 151 yards and 2 TDs. And Jahmyr Gibbs, 22 rushes for 67 yards and 2 touchdowns, plus 5 receptions for 32 yards. Sonic and Knuckles are back. finally, we started seeing trick plays. We started seeing, you know how I described the first game against the Packers, that the offense looked like they never got out of second gear? Dude, they went to third, fourth, fifth, sixth gear. They put the pedal to the metal. The Lions came to slay. And against a Ravens team that doesn't pull punches either. The most impressive part of this game was the Lions defense. First off, strip sacking Derrick Henry to basically kind of ruin whatever chances the Ravens had of a comeback. Henry did not have a good game. 12 rushes for 50 yards, 1 TD, 1 fumble. I don't know why they stopped using him, really. Well, I guess because they stopped him. But check this out. 7 sacks. Seven.
Wait, go back to the other picture.
Yeah.
In that picture, actually, you can see Dario losing at fantasy.
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. These are the 2 points that cost me the victory. We're right here. Fallen. Aiden Hutchinson, man, having him back in the lineup, holy crap. Again, 7 sacks, 1 fumble recovered. Lamar Jackson looked lost. Having a spy on him works, turns out. 21 out of 27, 288 yards, 3 TDs, which are good numbers. But sacked 7 times, he's going to be feeling it. And so now they go to Kansas City on a short week. And on the other side of the field, the Lions looked unfreaking stoppable. So right now, I'd be scared if I had to face them. Because again, they're looking pretty good, back to form. The offensive coordinator looks like he knows what he's doing. The defensive coordinator looks like he might know what he's doing. So after a slow start, the Detroit Lions, I think, is starting to look like a contender once again. Again, you know, it's early in the season, but they're starting to show, you know, their fangs a little. So any thoughts? Anything you want to mention? Chuck Dominguez is saying that about the Kelsey and Andy Reid videos that they were arguing to see who gets to sleep with Taylor Swift. Okay. I'm not touching that one.
You know what?
What's up?
You know what? If I was Taylor, I would pick Andy Reid. I think he's a sweet man.
Fair enough. All right. Anything you want to mention? Because I kind of have to get out of here.
Yes. So who? Well, we went with the head coaches team who has had the most head coaches. Which team has had the fewest?
Steelers.
It is the Steelers. How many?
3.
It is 3.
Holy shit! Oh my god!
Yeah.
Dude,
they had the same head coach for fucking 22 years.
Yeah, I was like, I don't remember anybody besides Tomlin, like my entire life. So there you go. All right. That's it. Again, comments, questions, suggestions, you can find me at DarioSDW and at Super Dario World. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to this channel. If we reach 10,000 subs, we'll do something 10,000 related that I still haven't thought about because I'm kind of busy. But Eric, anything you want to shout out?
Well, I want to shout out our Picks League. You guys better join up. That's just fun.
NFLPicksPage.com. Pool. SDW League. Password SDW2025, all capital letters. I suck. You will probably beat me. You can still join. You just start in last place, which will probably be me. So there you go.
Join us and beat Dario. We will all have a good time. We can laugh at him.
All right. As always, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next time.